Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'll be going through the West Coast vs Adelaide game, in which Adelaide kicked away in the final quarter. But it was actually a really good game up until then, probably just because Adelaide couldn't kick straight to save themselves, and West Coast sort of hung in by kicking really straight. When I switch over, you'll see that Adelaide had 38 shots to 18 in the end, so almost double the shots for only in the end of 45, comfortable 45-point victory. But if you take away the last quarter, at three-quarter time, it was 76 to 83, I believe. And then in the last quarter, it was 2 behinds to 6 goals for. So, just a 38-point margin in the last quarter is really where you get that margin created from. But before we get into the recap, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So, as you can see here, the star of the show is undoubtedly Taylor Walker, 164, and you'll see where that output comes. Duggan, 113, 36-29, 24-24. Ridiculous game from him. If I flick my stat screen over here, Duggan had 29 disposals, 9 marks, 2 tackles for a 113 is a really good effort from him. We look at Tim Kelly, 111, really ultra consistent. 35 touches, 6 marked, 0 tackles, so really good effort from him, concluding that he had 99 at three-quarter time, just looking here. So really good effort from Tim Kelly in the game, and not one that I think, he's the sort of one that at the point now, he's not really that valuable because he's going to be really ultra consistent in putting up those 95 to 110 scores, but he's never going to be that guy that goes 130, 140, and isn't really going to be a guy that has much value to gain upon. So he's really just sort of there doing his thing. One guy I think we need to look out for is Hoff. If we look at Hoff here, if we look here, Hoff, what's he going to be priced? 61, 62, can he do it? 71, 50, no, I don't. Here's the thing about Hoff is, can he become more consistent in when Hearn goes, because Hearn's going, Shuey's going as well, and obviously we had the other boys go. Nick Nat didn't even play, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see some other West Coast guys go, or obviously I think there'll be big turnover in the list. So I wouldn't be surprised if Hoff is a guy to put on your radar as a potential massive upswing. He, as you can see with this 105, he could easily be the guy that I guess Witherden was a couple of years ago that averaged 95. So watch out for Hoff, and we saw this big jump from Duggan last year, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see Hoff make a big jump, and there's a guy that I would be putting on the watch list for preseason, as I think he has the potential to be 30-40 point unders and is a good mid-pricer if he's going to be priced at 61.5, whatever. 61.5, if I quickly do that, is priced at, I'm guessing, around the 545 range. So again, that mid-pricer market is looking pretty good, and he could be a way to get quick cash like Setterfield was. What was Setterfield priced at? I have a feeling Setterfield was priced at reasonably around the same marker. 99k, so he was actually priced at 610, so a little bit more expensive than Setterfield was, but we saw Setterfield come out of the blocks on fire with a 122 and a 130, and he got quickly up to I think 720, 730k very quickly. So could we see someone from that 540 sort of range do the same thing? I think Hoff is there or thereabouts. Shuey and Hearn are done. Darling, Cole 89, interesting to see how he does all his work, it seems like, in the first half, and then faded very quickly. Allen, 79, a really good effort from a key forward and just a team that doesn't do anything. McGovern, Bailey Williams, 65 again, just proving that he really does get scored against as a ruckman. I mean, where is Riley O'Brien here? He started really well, Riley O'Brien, from memory here. If it switches over, he even got subbed, I think, to be honest with you. 42, 18, 11, so he was on 71 at three-quarter time, I believe, and then got subbed out of the game, so he would have had probably a 90 or 100 there, and better ruckman would have put a 120 on Williams in about three-quarters. It just seems like he gives away a load of points. Potentially Seaton 64, Witherden 60. What did Witherden end up with here? Only 15 touches, 5 marks, 1 tackle. Gaff, Jones, Rotham, Noah Long 51, Marek 49, Cripps, Petratelli, Hewitt 41. So interesting to see what happens there. If we go, just miss that. If we go here, Hewitt 41. Let's go over here. Hewitt's. Here we go. He ended up with an average of 46. So what does that price him at? 46.3. Obviously that's going to be his average and price at next year. He's going to be priced at 409k. I'm much more leaning towards Hoff and Dempsey and some other guys around that price range rather than Hewitt, just because it seems like these last sort of month of footy, he's really, really struggled. If we go back here to really go and show that he can make that 80, 90 potential, and I think better options are popping up each and every week to show that they have potential, and Hewitt isn't really popping yet. So I think I'm gonna let that. He's on the watch list, but he's further down in like a secondary category of you might give him a game to show it and then pick him up in like round 2, round 3 in AFL, the AFL season, but I wouldn't be picking up immediately. Hunt, Edwards, and Williams. Then we move over to Adelaide, and it was the tech show. As simple as that. Let me bring up the stats here for Adelaide. He ended up with 21 touches as a forward. Like, he ended up kicking the ball 20 times, which is 60 points. He ended up with 11 marks. That's 33. He ended up with 2 tackles and 5 hitouts. That's 13 on its own, as well as one handball. So all of those non-disposal stats. If you look at the non-disposal stats, it's 41, 46. And then, so he gets 50 with adding the behinds in there. And then 9 goals adds up to 54. So he had 104, I believe, non-disposal points. And then 60 kicks, one hit out, handball for 62 disposal points. And then he must have had a -3 in there. If I could bring it up, I would. So Tex Walker, you can see here, the first and the last he combined for 108. And if he'd had a bit of second, if he'd kicked 2 or 3 in the second, he would have won the Coleman, to be honest with you. But, not the best effort from Tex in that second, but third and fourth, and first, he shone through. If we look at now onto Laird, just got going in the last from memory, as well as a third quarter, 46 in the third. But that second quarter of 8 really just struck him down. And could have had a 130, 140. But just not going Flanders was the wrong move for me. Not going Miller, etc. There were so many guys I could have gone for that would have worked better. But just didn't make the right call in the end and got killed off that. Going Petrarca out over Steele cost me, I think, 30 odd points. So just messed up some errors there. Anyway, Dawson 105 was an alright score, wasn't a captaincy really score, so that was fine. Ended up Dawson with 24 touches. Roy Laird ended up with 37 touches, 4 and 4. Dawson got the 6 marks and 9 tackles to end up with 36. 54 non-disposal points and 51 disposal points, it looks like. And I think he had 2 or 3 free kicks against, if I look here. 4 free kicks against, which killed off his score from being like a 117. Saligo 94. Fair effort from him. Keys 85. Did he actually kick a goal this week? Let's see. He actually kicked a goal this week. I wouldn't be. It was really funny in the Port Adelaide game. That goalpost got hit about 5 times or something like that. They went on a review for that goalpost 2 or 3 times. And really just showed to the AFL that they made a massive error, and it's changed a lot of things. I mean, you can't directly say that Adelaide would have made finals because I think Sydney would have rushed. I think Sydney would have played Papley, and that would have changed things, and some other things Sydney would have played different, given that they needed a win. I mean, Sydney would have loved to have had a win to get a home finals, but they knew they didn't have to win, so the mentality is different, and the other results as well different, etc. And there's that. Hinge, Golant, Crouch 74, so finally had a bad game. O'Brien got subbed at 3/4 time. Miller 70, Murphy, Smith, Pedler, Keane, McElhaney 53, Worrell, Fogarty, Parnell, sorry, not Panel, Rankin, Schoenberg, Philthorpe, and Borlas with a 29. So that is the video there and the last video for this Monday. And I guess I'll see you guys in the Tuesday videos as there'll be the Sunday games, and then we'll get into, obviously, like I said in previous videos, my team review, also the AFLW fantasy. I could do tipping if you guys wanted to, as I could get that up and running, and then we'll get into the AFLW fantasy season, and then by then, when that finishes, that should be not only will I not have probably uni commitments, I'll have more free time to do other videos, as well as we'll roll around into the Big Bash season. I think will be around that time when that finishes. But yeah, that's the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks, guys.